It were one of her fantasies to do kiss and tell, like in the Sunday newspapers.
The whole thing is an absolute monstrous fabrication and a lie.
Telephone for you, Max. A lady called Nadine.
The lady came in and shook my hand and said,
You're the person we've been speaking to.
What, am I on camera?
It's an interesting story. I mean, I'm interested in it immediately. Do you know what I mean?
Babe, can you send a copy of that pic of Joan for me ASAP? We'll explain later.
It began with a late-night meeting in a chat room. Nadine, a 27-year-old mother of 4 from Grimsby, had fallen into the habit of idly surfing the internet on her computer. Recently separated from her second husband and starting a new job as a trainee college lecturer, she felt free online, a sacred respite from the madness of single parenthood. Over in Essex, 60-year-old former financial advisor Barry had grown fond of his evenings alone. By 2001, Nadine had begun to get the hang of this internet thing. She and a friend would get drunk and log on to matchmaker.com, telling users about their fictional 3-in-a-bed encounters. Soon enough, Barry and Nadine met in an internet chat room after Nadine's friend passed her email address on to Barry. Barry told Nadine he was a chauffeur for a Lord James and Lady Joan Hamilton. The chats eventually turned sexual, and the two began to exchange raunchy emails and photographs. Barry would send pictures of his clients and tell Nadine the wildest stories from work, tales of secret rendezvous with the boss and his wife. He then introduced Nadine to the Lady Hamilton, and she began to chat with Joan directly, sharing emails and photographs. Their relationship continued. Pictures and gifts were sent through the post. That same summer, it just so happened a young documentary maker was working on a new program, one that would see two worlds collide in the most unexpected way.
And these little rude tiles of people chasing each other around with nothing on.
They were done by William Rushton.
Oh, that's it. I wondered which muscle you were talking
that's
about.
That's not bad, though, is it?
Bad, for 52.
Now flex it.
Yeah.
Now flex it. Now flex it.
My triceps are better than my biceps.
You know, these are pretty solid.
Are they?
It's the trunks that Christine likes best.
Come on, you get in the bar. What's wrong with being saucy?
Nothing, I'm just asking you, are you saucy?
I mean, I've always...
Are you a little bit X-rated?
No, not at all. I mean, it's been a permanent source of regret to me that the one thing I've never been involved in is a sex scandal.
Disgraced former MP Neil Hamilton and his wife Christine were a staple of the early noughties.
We courted for about 3 years, didn't we? Separate universities and all. We met up at all sorts.
Then I was unceremoniously dumped. With me today is former MP Neil Hamilton. Neil took Muhammad Al-Fayed.
You must have got loads of respect in the House of Commons or whatever for being the baddest gangster.
Over the years, the couple became familiar, often calamitous figures in the British press. And so, Louis agreed to follow the couple that summer. They were certainly interesting, and carried with them this hazy mix of contradiction, tainted by scandal and shameless self-promotion, but also eccentricity, humor, and a certain likability. On the 1st of May, Nadine travelled down from Grimsby to visit her sick grandmother in Bermondsey in London. On her way, she received a call from Barry asking her for a drink. to which she accepted. But first, she had another visit to make. 4 days later, the offices of publicist Max Clifford received a phone call from a young lady called Nadine. She had popped in on Tuesday and told Max she had exclusive information on a sex ring of aristocratic elites. Max told her to come back when she had sufficient evidence to substantiate her claims. But he said that if her story was true, she could bag up to £100,000. Now, she was back with an update.
I went down to see him for a laugh, really. We went to the pub, then to Tesco, and then crashed at his. I hung out in the lounge, and he went into the kitchen and brought me a glass of red wine. After a while, I remember thinking, this is so strong, because I just felt so woozy. Then there was a knock at the door, and in came a rather attractive young man and these two people. The lady came in and shook my hand and said, "You're the person we've been speaking to." I remember thinking, I'm just completely and utterly drunk.
Nadine told Max the newcomers consisted of a man she didn't recognize called Andrew, and then the Lord and Lady Hamilton. When Nadine first said she was down in London, Barry was delighted. Just before she arrived, she had asked him if he could send some
juicy pics of Lady Hamilton and you.
He picked her up in his blue Ford Granada, and they went for lunch. Nadine asked where Lord and Lady H lived, and Barry waved in the direction of some posh houses and said, over there somewhere. Barry showed her all around London. He found it funny that she didn't know Big Ben was attached to the Houses of Parliament.
During dinner one night, Neil and Christine mentioned a mysterious event taking place the following Friday.
We don't 100% know what is going to happen on Friday because Neil has to speak to his solicitor.
I
don't want to go into it.
On Friday I'll find out what it is and then that'll be an end of it?
No.
Well, maybe. I think I know what it is.
If you know what it is, or if you think you know what it is, then I am frankly horrified. If you can even counter this.
Oh, maybe I don't.
No, I don't think you do. You can't know what it is because it is so... If you really, you wouldn't be sitting here now if you knew what it was.
A few days later, Louis sat in on a meeting with the couple's lawyer.
What we're about to do today is go for an arranged arrest at Barkingside Police Station. The suspicion, of course, is that this is a set-up by either one of the newspapers or one of the people who are otherwise upset with the Hamiltons, but I'm sure we'll see that. If the Hamiltons are arrested for an allegation, right, that will be true.
Hamilton's arrested on sex charge, there's your headline.
Then Hamilton's released on sex charge, makes a small headline.
It's an interesting story, isn't it? I mean, I'm interested in it. How are we doing for time?
I think we should probably leave about now.
I should go in the back.
Right.
Former Conservative MP Neil Hamilton and his wife Christine have been arrested by police in connection with allegations of a serious sexual assault.
Tonight, the Hamiltons were released without charge, and their lawyers say they'll cooperate with any further police inquiries for this, their most bizarre brush with the law. John Ray, ITN.
And John joins us now from outside of the Hamiltons' home in South London. John, I gather the Hamiltons have just arrived home.
Yes, Julie, well, within the last sort of 10 minutes they arrived back.
Put that camera down and open the wine and do something useful. We are innocent. And for Michael to think that I'm just going to stand there on the steps quietly and say nothing.
And of course, the killer point in all this is I'm going to produce medical evidence to show that I'm impotent.
Oh, for good, darling, will you stop quipping? Mistake of case and identity.
That's the most extraordinary thing.
The whole thing is an absolute monstrous fabrication and a lie, and the fact that Max Clifford's name has been put to us by the police is absolutely no surprise whatsoever. You can all get your phone.
Thank you.
Saturday the 5th of May.
That Saturday we were in London.
You were in London on that?
Who were you with that night?
We had a dinner party in the evening with 4 people in the flat.
We're going straight to Cheshire to hear from Neil and Christine Hamilton. They've just come out of their house to speak to the media. Well, we're just getting pictures now. This is the first time that they have been seen today. We've been waiting to hear from them all morning. We knew that they were inside.
Look at this dodgy character. I knew he was involved.
I must say, I brought.
How did he get involved? And you mentioned me during the police. You mentioned me in the police interview as well.
Amid all the madness, the one thing that most bewitched the press was the dinner party menu, and one item in particular.
There were about half a dozen people there, and it was an extremely jolly evening. Christine is an extremely good cook. She does these wonderful frozen Bloody Marys as a starter. They're oh so refreshing on a hot summer's day. Wow!
These may be troubled times for the Hamiltons, but in years to come, we may remember this bizarre event for a different reason, as the moment the country was introduced to jellied Bloody Marys. This unusual recipe was the appetizer for Neil and Christine's 3-course dinner, but even the authenticity of their menu was questioned in some quarters of the press.
I am fed up with the Hamiltons, their solicitor, the other bloke, his solicitor, the alleged victim, her solicitor, Max Clifford, unnamed police sources, who is suing whom, maps of Ilford, and the cost of a Bloody Mary at Claridge's. Enough already.
The Hamiltons were cleared later that summer. Neighbours said Nadine had a propensity for lying. She later admitted that she probably got the wrong people, but never went back on her first account of what happened at the Ilford flat. When Barry was questioned, he protested it couldn't have been him because of his arthritic knees. It was a strange summer for news. It seemed the press and the public knew the story was ridiculous. But still, it ran and ran, with both the papers and the Hamiltons amping it up as much as possible, milking it, if you like, for all it was worth.
Rarely has a story dovetailed so perfectly with the obsessions of its time. Its ingredients, a potent mixture of sex, media, politics, and celebrity, speak volumes about the cultural climate of 21st century Britain.
In many ways, that summer became the last trivial spell of Newsnight entertainment before the sobering events that would happen in September, ushering in a new and relentless era of news, driven by rolling crisis coverage and a 24-hour media cycle that positioned itself against, and in turn perpetuated, a so-called ongoing existential threat. It was the birth of the post-truth era, and with it came a steady erosion of public trust in the media.